Chessington have officially announced their brand new area, the World of Jumanji, opening in 2023. Although we have seen the plans for the roller coaster for a while, and we've seen on the theming there was literally like a Jumanji board. So we basically knew all of this. The only real thing that we got was the official name and the actual looks of the Jaguar statue, which was in the films. So we sort of knew all of this before anyway. But today I'm going to talk about the capacity concerns with their new roller coaster called Jaguar. No, that's a lie immediately. I don't know what it's called, but it might be called Jaguar, mightn't it? Let us know in the comments below what you think it'll be called. The reason I'm making this video is because on Theme Park Worldwide's video, there's this guy called Will Sharp in the comments who said that at the Towers Times 20th anniversary event that was recently held at Alton Towers, where John Wardley was there. Apparently John Wardley said that what B&M have done to solve the capacity issue of their new roller coaster at Chessington is really interesting. So that really got me thinking about what it could possibly be. I had another look at the plans, and since then I've also watched the Digicast by Digital Dan, where they were talking about some ideas on there as well. And I think there's a few potentially interesting ideas here. First of all, looking at the plans, just double checking, going over them with a fine tooth comb. There is no room here for like a turntable or like a transfer track, anything like this, like we see on like Mac Power Splashes, where they've got a turntable, so that's how they are shuttle coasters with multiple trains. And similarly, Icebreaker has got a transfer track, which again allows them to run multiple trains. Yeah, there's nothing like that that looks to be possible with this coaster, so we can rule that out. Now, Digital Dan had a really interesting theory in his video, or podcast, whatever it is, whatever you would call it. And that is that maybe the ride is an axis. So you know that, is it Vekoma? No? Someone. You know the axis coasters, the manufacturer will be on screen. So like rotating seats. So I pondered on this, but the thing I thought is I don't necessarily know how that would improve the capacity issues. If there's not a transfer track, it can't run multiple trains, and it has a higher capacity, or at least it solves capacity issues, there is only one answer, and that is that the train has more seats. That has to be the case. If that is true, that they have solved capacity issues, you know, at Chessington, a park that needs a high capacity coaster, if they have solved capacity issues, it has to have more seats. Now, in what form that will be, who knows? Thus far, everyone has been assuming that it's a wing rider, a B&M wing rider. We don't actually explicitly know for sure. We do know that it's got a sort of station which has got boarding or loading on each side of the track. So we do know that it is some form of wing rider, but maybe that is an axis. Now, I was thinking maybe it uses the space on top of the track as well, and maybe there's 6 riders across. That would be very interesting. But I did think, I mean, it would be like the first roller coaster in the world to have 6 across. So I do think maybe it's a bit of a bombastic idea, and maybe actually not that likely. However, this axis idea, I do like this, and it got me thinking a little bit, and I'll come back to this as well, because I think that there is some potential more justification for why this may be an axis as well. But maybe seat riders will be back to back, so some seats facing forward, some seats facing back, and maybe it's just like a B&M wing rider but double the amount of seats because they're sitting back to back. Although on a normal wing rider there are 7 trains with 4 riders, which is some amount of riders. So doubling that would make the train extremely heavy. Would that make it harder to launch? Maybe. So maybe that doesn't sound too likely. So coming back, circling back to this axis idea, is this like a 4D style coaster? The other thing that makes me think that this might hold water, this theory, is that, first of all, the ride has got an inversion, or at least it seems to have an inversion. The ride twists, which is possibly an interesting choice for Chessington. Chessington took out all of their inverting rides, Ramesses Revenge and Samurai. They removed them, and they are a pure family park these days. They don't really have high thrill rides. So why are they building an inverting roller coaster? And the other thing with this inversion is the track swoops round to the left. Noise pollution. The track swoops round to the left, and then it does the inline twist. I can still hear you. It does the inline twist outwards to the right, which is a little bit unnatural. Not only that, but some of the banking is quite like sharp. And finally, the rear spike, the spike at the back of the train, goes like that. So that would actually be an inversion as well. So if it is an axis, maybe none of these things would actually be inverting. And maybe you wouldn't invert at all and it just goes with gravity. Which I think is probable. And if it is, then maybe it is this sort of back-to-back rider. Maybe there are shorter trains, but back-to-back riders. So in the plans, I think we can see 6 loading sort of gates. And if that were 4 in each, again, maths. But yeah, those are my thoughts and ideas. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Subscribe.